Hey guys, and welcome to Ozzie Reviews. Today I'm checking out the Cens Proflex DX5 electronic earplugs. Now guys, it's been a while. I've had the original Cens digital plugs there for about 5 years. So, you know, it was time for an upgrade, and the new DX5s have pretty much hit the market here in Australia this year. So this one is in a complete pack. So, you know, they throw in a few different things, like we've got a baseball cap there, and then there's a quick start guide and just some other information on different colors and models. So inside the actual pack itself, we've just got a heap of things in here. So I'll go through everything pretty quickly for you so you can see what's with it. So we've just got some a patch and warranty information from Earmold Australia. We've got this stereo set neck loop. Okay, so this is a wireless neck loop, and I'll talk about that in just a moment. Comes with some gel so that you can actually put that on the plugs, because if you remember from the first review that I did, and I can promise you this, if you do start putting them in without just that little bit of lubrication on them, your ears become very itchy. We've got the air cleaner. I know there's probably an official name for it, but basically you just squeeze it and it just blows air out, so you can just clear any sort of debris out of your plugs. Comes with 36 of these 1.3 batteries. Okay, so yeah, look, they're only $4.25 from Earmold for a pack of 6. So you know, you're hardly going to break the bank by running these earplugs. We've got a carabiner so you can hang the pack off your belt or your belt loop. There's some cleaning wipes, and last of all, we've got the plugs themselves. Okay, so they come in this case. Let's pull the plugs out there. I will mention too, we've just got 2 of these. Basically, there's like a brush at one end and a magnet at the other, so that you can put in the actual batteries and also clean the plugs. Okay, so I'll bring one of them up a little bit closer. Now, there's been a few changes on these, you know, compared to the previous model. So I've actually got the electronics from my previous model just here. Okay, so there's a few differences that I'll run through. Now, the previous one here at the bottom had an analog, I'll say that again, had an analog switch that you had to turn on. Okay, and the problem that I had with that is a lot of the time you didn't know when it was on. So in other words, you'd put the plugs back in the case and something would knock it because it was just so easily turned on. Okay, it wasn't like how can I put it? Like, there was no real speed bump with it. It was so hard to feel when it went from on and off. It was very easy to turn that wheel. So what that resulted in was, a lot of the time, you know, you ended up with flat batteries next time you go and use it, which was pretty frustrating for me because, you know, I'm using these fairly regularly, as you know. So with the new DX5s, they've got a digital on-off switch at the top there. So all you need to do is just push it, it'll go on, push it, and it'll turn off again. So it's housed within the actual electronic housing there. So when you're looking at it, you know, sort of that way, it doesn't protrude or anything like that. So it is protected a little bit. And I haven't had any problems with these. I've had them for a couple of months now, and I haven't had them turn on, you know, accidentally. At the bottom here, there's actually a switch. Okay, so basically it's a little lever. So if you hold it up, you know, just a short press up, it'll increase the volume. Short press down will decrease the volume. And then a long press up or down will just toggle through the different modes that there are. Now, there's 5 different modes. Okay, so you've got a range mode, a game mode, clay mode, hunter mode, and also a wireless mode for using that wireless neck loop. Now, when you actually toggle through the modes, you know, a voice inside the electronics there will clearly tell you what mode you're in. It'll say range mode, game mode, you know, etc., etc. So there's no mistake with what mode that you're actually going into. You can actually mute them as well. So, you know, if you were in a competition and you just wanted to fire a shot without any sort of ambient noise, well, you can do that as well. So I'll just talk a bit more about this neck loop. So basically, to use it, there's the neck loop there. So you need to put that around your neck, okay? Don't do what I did originally and just hold it in my hand and then plug this into my phone and then wonder why there was nothing coming through the actual earplugs. You do actually have to have it around your neck so that this is very close to the actual plugs. Now, we've got a standard audio jack there. So, you know, look, the sound of this, guys, isn't fantastic. I'll be 100% honest with you, as in you can clearly hear a voice and things like that, but it's not in fantastic stereo sound. Ear molds sell different inserts to put into your actual molded plugs if you wish to take advantage of that. The design of this Neckloop is more just if you've got like a Garmin or you know, you've even got a UHF radio and you're talking to some other friends while you're out hunting, well, you can do it and you can hear the voice from there, okay? So that's basically the idea behind that. Runtime from a single battery is about 200 to 300 hours. Another good thing about this too is it's got a auto save feature in it, so your volume and your mode will be saved when you change your batteries, so that's a good feature. Weather-wise, look, it is waterproof, okay, to EN 352 standard, which is a UK standard, I believe. And to be exact, it'll resist heavy rain, okay? So don't go submerging these. You can have a lot of problems with it, but heavy rain, no problem at all. So in other words, you can go out hunting. Now, the dB rating on these is advertised as a noise reduction of 25 decibels. However, when you start using you know, different firearms, and gunshots are typically around that 4,000 hertz, you will have a 36 dBA rating combined with the plugs and the electronics. Now we've got these metallic colors on the DX5, so I'll just grab the little brochure I had before, so that just shows it to you a lot better. Okay, so there's these different colors here, and basically, yeah, you can just choose whichever one you want. That's just something that they've added, you know, to the DX5. Then for actual colors of the plugs, there is just countless different options. You can mix the color of the plug there, or you can just choose any of the single colors below there, okay? So I've still got my original ones, you know, nothing wrong with them. They've certainly stood up to the test of time. I've used them constantly for the last 5 odd years. So yeah, definitely no complaints there, guys. Now, price-wise on this, yeah, it's not cheap. Anything Cens digital I've found is not cheap, but it is quite high quality, made in the UK. So the DX5s come with a 2-year warranty, and they retail here in Australia at $1,299, okay? There are different models. So you've got the DX3 for $1,099, or you've got the DX1 at $759. So just if you're interested in them, log on to Earmold Australia, and you can actually have a look at the different features of the DX1 as opposed to the DX3 and the DX5. So guys, at the end of the day, not cheap, but really can you put a price on your hearing protection? That's the way I look at it, because obviously I'm an extremely frequent user of earplugs. So anyhow, let's get out on the farm now, guys. I want to put these plugs through a few different tests. So in other words, just shoot a couple of different calibers and just see how they perform. All right, so we've got the Cens in, guys. Just got a target down the range there at 100, and I've got the Lithgow 223. Let's just have a couple of shots and just see how it sounds using these plugs. Yeah, perfect. No dramas whatsoever. Definitely no ringing in the ears. Now let's try the 308. Okay guys, I'm going to wrap up my final thoughts on the Cens DX5s. Now, as I said in the intro, I won't repeat myself again here, guys, but the on-off button change and position, how it works, is a vast improvement over the original Cens that I had. Also, too, the different game modes, you know, or shooting modes, I should say, you know, could be a big benefit to a lot of people. Honestly, I think most people will just select a mode that they use all the time and they're used to it and just, you know, go from there. I really don't think there's going to be that much of a difference between the different modes, but they're there if you want to take advantage of them. Now, guys, at the end of the day, what you're going to have to really consider and be honest with yourself is this. Are you going to get the value for money out of buying, you know, some of these? So on the positives, you know, obviously the size, you know, the heat, you don't have those original muffs. Also doesn't interfere when you put a rifle or a shotgun up to your shoulder there. You just don't have that intrusiveness of large traditional style muffs. Now, price-wise, that'd probably be the biggest negative, you know, because for the price, you could probably get, you know, 5 to 6 sets of really good electronic muffs. But you really have to ask yourself, how many times are you going to use them? I mean, for me, I'm shooting every couple of days, so this is a good investment for me. But if you only go to the range once every 6 months, look, it's probably not the best investment, unless of course you want to spend the money and get something really high end. So all I'm saying, guys, is just be very honest with yourself. But hopefully in this review, you know, I've been able to answer your questions and show you how this little DX5 works. But for me, I think they're absolutely brilliant. All right, we'll leave the review at that, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching it. So till next time, we'll catch you then.